Welcome to this deep dive into the structural blueprint of Indian governance. While the articles outline the grand architecture of our constitution, the schedules act as its functional appendices, categorizing specific lists and administrative mechanics without cluttering the primary text. The constitution began its journey in 1950 with 8 original schedules. As the republic adapted to new realities, it expanded to 12, proving itself to be a living document. To understand them, we categorize them into 4 blocks: federal geography, mechanics and exceptions, balances and boundaries, and finally, the adaptive expansions. Let's start with geography. Schedule 1 defines the physical territory, the names and boundaries of our states and union territories. Schedule 4 acts as the federal voice, determining the allocation of Rajya Sabha seats. A key insight here: not all union territories send representatives to the upper house. Only those with sufficient population, like Delhi, Puducherry, and Jammu or Kashmir, participate. Moving to the mechanics of power, Schedule 2 deals with emoluments and allowances for high-ranking officials like the president and judges. Schedule 3 details oaths and affirmations for ministers and legislators. Note that officials like Supreme Court judges and the CAG appear in both. Interestingly, the CAG shares the exact oath format as the Supreme Court judge. Constitutional nuance: the President, Vice President, and governors have their own specific oath articles, 60, 69, and 159. Also, presiding officers in Parliament do not take a separate, specific oath for their office. The 5th schedule provides a broad, protective framework for the administration and control of scheduled areas and tribes across the wider Indian Union. The 6th schedule offers deeper, targeted autonomy for tribal areas, specifically in 4 northeastern states, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram, utilizing specialized regional councils. Schedule 7 manages the division of power. Through the 42nd Amendment of 1976, 5 subjects, including education and forests, were transferred, shifting the balance between the union, state, and concurrent lists. Schedule 8 tracks our linguistic identity. Starting with 14 languages in 1950, it has grown to 22 through successive amendments, including the 2003 editions of Bodo, Dogri, Maithili, and Santhali. The final 4 schedules represent the adaptive expansions, added post 1950 to address land inequality, political instability, and the need for grassroots democracy. Next, we examine the shield of the Constitution, Schedule 9. Originally added by the First Amendment in 1951 to protect zamindari abolition and land reforms, it grew from 13 to 282 acts. However, the 2007 IR Coelho case established a piercing precedent, ruling that this shield is not absolute. Any act added to the 9th schedule after April 24, 1973, the date of the basic structure doctrine, remains open to judicial review if it violates the Constitution's basic structure. Continuing with the adaptive expansions, we reach the 10th schedule, known as the anti-defection law. Introduced by the 52nd Amendment in 1985 and updated by the 91st Amendment in 2003, it establishes clear consequences for party switching. If an elected member voluntarily changes their party, they face immediate disqualification. However, a legal exemption exists for collective action. If members merge with another party and meet the 2/3 threshold, they retain their membership. If they fail to meet this 2/3 split, the act is treated as a disqualifying defection. Schedule 11 focuses on panchayats, or rural local governance, established by the 73rd Constitutional Amendment of 1992. It grants authority and responsibilities across 29 subjects, with 22 of those currently utilized in Rajasthan. Schedule 12 focuses on municipalities, or urban local governance, created by the 74th Constitutional Amendment of 1992. This schedule grants authority and responsibilities across 18 subjects. Both schedules were implemented in 1993, marking a major shift in how governance is decentralized. To summarize our journey, we look at the master ledger. Block A contains the 1950 blueprint, covering the foundations of the Republic, territory, emoluments, oaths, Rajya Sabha, tribal administration, federal lists, and languages. Block B highlights the adaptive expansions added through various amendments, land reforms in the 9th, anti-defection in the 10th, and the framework for rural and urban democracy in the 11th and 12th. The first 8 schedules organized the state, while the final 4 modernized it, proving the Constitution's capacity to heal systemic flaws. To conclude, the 12 schedules are not mere appendices, they are the shock absorbers of the Indian Republic. From absorbing the shock of post-colonial land disparities to engineering the world's largest system of grassroots democracy, the schedules prove that the Constitution is both an anchor and an engine. This structural blueprint was designed for reference and built for long-term retention. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment if you enjoyed this quick revision.